Hello everyone, and welcome to my Y&R Homies channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Victor advances the payback plot, Audra gets back at Kyle. According to Monday, April 7th spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Y&R, Audra Charles, Zuleika Silva, will get the opportunity to exact revenge on Kyle Abbott, Michael Miller. Since Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, will insist on a retribution storyline, let's discuss what to expect. Audra will meet with Victor at the Jazz Lounge after he extends an offer for a drink and to talk about her options. Audra will be curious enough to discover what Victor could want from her, even if she will still be suspicious of her old boss. Victor's plan will soon become apparent when he inquires as to whether Audra has ever thought about exacting revenge on Kyle. Audra may have considered it, but it's unlikely that she has in a long time given how happy she has been with Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic, recently. Since Audra is aware of Victor's propensity for self-interest, she will presume he wishes to take advantage of her. Audra will question what would benefit her if she were to exact revenge on Kyle. Given that Nate wouldn't approve of any of this, Audra could have higher expectations than the vindictive joy of seeing Kyle suffer. Will Victor be open to talking to Audra and coming to an agreement that works for both of them? In any event, Victor could think Audra is the ideal candidate to destroy the connection between Kyle and Claire Newman, Haley Erin. Perhaps Audra's job will be to throw up some temptation and act as though she wants Kyle back. Everything hinges on Audra's willingness to risk everything and what Victor is prepared to give her in exchange. Stay tuned for updates on any cooperative plans, as it will be intriguing to see whether Victor and Audra can come to a murky arrangement. Of course, Victor may also ask Audra what she thinks of the entire scenario with Aristotle Dumas and Damian Kane, Jermaine Rivers. Maybe during this next meeting, Audra and Victor could basically pump each other for information. In any case, allowing Victor to drag Audra back into drama might lead to some romantic issues. Will Audra and Nate make it through the possibly difficult journey on Y&R? According to teasers for The Young and the Restless, Nate will keep foretelling the terrible news that can come from placing too much trust in Victor. Make CDL your go-to source for all the latest news, updates, and sizzling Young and the Restless spoilers. Victor thinks Tucker McCall may be an Aristotelian. According to Thursday, April 3's recap of The Young and the Restless, Y&R, as Kyle Abbott, Michael Miller, and Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, are working on a vengeance scheme, Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, will accuse Tucker McCall, Trevor St. John, of being Aristotle Dumas. If Alan Laurent, also known as Martin Laurent, Christopher Cousins, returns home as scheduled, Jack will call Tracy Abbott, Beth Maitland, at Crimson Lights and caution her about meeting with him alone. Michael Miller's character, Kyle Abbott, will see that Jack is uneasy when he arrives, but Jack will persuade him to chat about business instead. Kyle will acknowledge that there is an issue with a worker called Matheson who was inquiring about a product launch that was outside of his area of responsibility. Red flags will be raised since Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, had Kyle investigate the same kind of information while he was employed by him. Realizing that Victor could have several spies installed, Jack and Kyle will make the decision to identify them and ascertain their cost. Even though this tactic won't be inexpensive, Jack will argue that it will be worthwhile to spend money to remove Victor's arrogant expression. Offering these planted executives more money in the hopes that they will turn the tables on Victor is the aim. Though he won't go into any Alan aka Martin details, Jack will acknowledge that the difficulty includes Tracy Abbott's, Beth Maitland, fiancé when Kyle revisits his worries about whatever personal matter is on Jack's mind. Diane Jenkins Abbott, Susan Walters, will run across Tracy at the GCAC and sit down with her at a table. When Diane questions Tracy about the impending wedding, she will appear tense. According to Y&R teasers, Diane will detect something more is happening, even though Tracy will attempt to pass it off as anxious enthusiasm. Tracy will move over to answer her phone when Alan eventually phones her back. Since Alan once referred to Tracy as his wildflower, she will become upset as he tells her about the arrival of wildflowers to her room. Tracy will rejoin Diane after fighting back the emotions and urging Alan to go home quickly. Diane will question what's going on with the man she's about to marry since Tracy will appear distressed. For the benefit of Michael Baldwin, Christian LeBlanc, Lauren Fenmore Baldwin, Tracy E. Bregman, will meet with Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, in the jazz bar and urge her to betray Victor's trust. Lauren will be able to see that Michael is experiencing tension and conflict due to a project he is engaged in. Michael told Lauren that this was about Jack and Jabbo when she pressed him, but he wouldn't say anything further. Nikki won't be aware of anything other than the fact that this relates to Victor's resentment of Jack for using a pill relapse to help her overcome her drinking. Lauren will be concerned about Michael's potential death this time around and his unwavering devotion to Victor. Michael will bring bad news to the Newman Ranch because one of the planted executives, who is most likely Matheson, is becoming anxious and asking for more money. He is threatening to expose Victor's plot if he doesn't understand. Michael will try to handle this and persuade all the executives to give Victor the outcomes he desires, since Victor will be furious and make it plain that no one threatens him. Michael will acknowledge that he has discovered that Damian Kane, Jermaine Rivers, is the half-brother of Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic, when the conversation shifts to Aristotle Dumas. Although he won't disclose the reason just yet, Michael will also disclose that Aristotle contacted Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson. Though Victor will question what game Aristotle is playing, he will know that he is displaying the cards he wants them to see. Victor will also see the name connection between Tucker's former company, Glissard, and Aristotle's Arabesque organization. Victor will be left thinking that Tucker and Aristotle could be the same person. Michael will admit that Billy is the brother of Ashley Abbott, Eileen Davidson, and speculate that Tucker could be attempting to woo her back. Michael will find other possible links because Audra Charles, Zuleika Silva, is dating Nate and Aristotle is interested in the Winters family. Michael will sidestep Nikki's inquiries once she gets home and make it seem that Victor needs someone to watch out for him. Victor will dismiss Nikki's worries when she brings them up to him next. Lauren will push Michael not to cross the line and make some disturbing predictions about Victor once they meet. According to teasers for The Young and the Restless, Michael could end up in more danger than he anticipated, so keep an eye out. For exciting Young and the Restless spoilers, news, and updates, CDL is the place to be. Make us your go-to source for all things Y&R. Tracy's remarks, Victor alerts Lily. According to Friday, April 4th spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Y&R, Audra Charles, Zuleika Silva, receives an unexpected invitation, and Tracy Abbott, Beth Maitland, will reconsider. Let's talk about what is ahead in Genoa City as Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, will also caution Lily Winters, Crystal Collill. First and foremost, Tracy must choose how much she is prepared to divulge to Diane Jenkins Abbott, Susan Walters, who has been questioning Tracy at the GCAC and can sense that something is off. Tracy obviously needs someone to confide in, so will she inform Diane on her worries about Alan Lauron, also known as Martin Lauron, Christopher Cousins? In any case, on Friday's Y&R show, Tracy will have some second thoughts about her decisions. Perhaps this will just be about all the choices that have brought Tracy to this point, or perhaps she will fear that her trap isn't a good idea. Tracy's world is completely spinning out at the moment since she can't believe that what she told Alan was true. Before Alan returns home, Tracy can find some solace if she chooses to confide with Diane. Victor will issue a warning to Lily. Victor could stick by his source and advise Lily not to trust the frontman of Aristotle Dumas because he recently offered her some information and attempted to sway her against Damian Kane, Jermaine Rivers. Naturally, it appears like Victor is only causing difficulties in order to get Aristotle to come out of hiding. Victor will be much more motivated to uncover the real truth now that he is thinking about Tucker McCall as the possible culprit behind the identity. Zuleika Silva's character Audra Charles will get an unexpected invitation. Damian could wish to meet with Audra and interrogate her, but it's also feasible that Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, will extend another invitation. Holden has been asking Audra for Damian information, so Damian may confront her about it. Damian could encourage Audra to ask him directly if she has any further questions. On the other hand, Victor may call Audra and question her about Tucker. Victor may attempt to extract information from Audra about her previous employer, regardless of whether he agrees with the Tucker could be Aristotle idea. In any event, Audra will receive an unexpected invitation, which may cause her to make some disturbing assumptions about what will happen. Stay in for all the shocking revelation that lies ahead in this Aristotle Dumas mystery, according to spoilers for The Young and the Restless. If you're looking for Young and the Restless spoilers, news, and updates, CDL is the place to be.